And we end the week of Who Wins with, seeing as it is April and the first of the month, more or less, or first week of Who Wins of the month, more or less, we gotta do a Sternritter fight. We gotta do a Sternritter fight. I'm doing a Sternritter fight, and we are up to letter E in the alphabet. Now, as always, to preface it, the Sternritters, in the manga Bleach, the Sternritters were a group of people who were spiritually aware, human spiritually aware. They had spiritual abilities, used spiritual energy to attack individuals and whatnot. There was a group that were the villains for the last arc called the Sternritters. Each of them had an ability corresponding to a letter of the alphabet. We started with Z, ending with A, as A is the letter that the boss of them, who's the strongest, has as his. And trust me, A is a pretty hexed freaking ability. But I have a good one planned for that, so I'm looking forward to that one. But until then, we're on E, and E is Sternritter E. Bambietta Basterbine. Sternritter E, the Explode. Now, Bambietta was one of the only 4 female Sternritters in the entire thing, and she had her clique and everything like that. And then her main ability was known as the Explode. Now, her powers was the ability to create bombs. Her explosive attacks cannot be blocked because her attacks are not bombs made of reishi, which is spiritual energy. They are reishi, these little balls that fire, because when they fire it out, everything explodes, so you immediately think they're the bombs. But it's not the reishi that is the bomb. The reishi turns anything they make contact with into a bomb. So if it hits the ground becomes a bomb. Now, granted, it's only going to blow up in that vicinity, but still, if it hit like a person, that part of them becomes a bomb and explodes. So you try to cut it in half, it's going to explode. So anything it comes in contact with will explode. The ability allows for omnidirectional attacks, such that Bambi does not have to actually target an opponent and can inflict significant area damage. By using her powers, she can set off explosions within close vicinity. Additionally, she can generate explosive energy around her, which radiates outwards in a large glob, causing heavy damage to her surroundings. She's also a skilled swordsman, has reishi manipulation, and more than likely the basic Quincy abilities, including the super speed Hirin Kaiku, Retsu Tengai. She can probably use Blute, which is increased defense, increased offense. So she more than likely has those as well. Her Volstagdig, I always hate this word, Volstagdig, is basically their holy form. She gains wings and a halo, with wings allowed to fly, move at high speeds. The Explode is basically it gets enhanced. Or as reishi from underneath her wings, she can release an item, comes in contact with the reishi, or becomes a bomb, explodes after a brief delay. A single explosion strong enough to heavily injure Shinji Hiraiku. Hiraku. That was it. Shinji Hiraku. Man, that was annoying. However, sufficient are. Through Bambi's attacks can't be blocked. Her attacks can be deflected before the explosion occurs by being hit with sufficient force. And delayed explosion and racially implements. That was used by Mayori. There were basically little things that absorbed her attacks. So she's very powerful, but she's also, in the upper echelon of the Quincy's, like here's the top, like the main, the strongest. She probably floats around the middle. She's not the strongest one by any stretch of the beans. Now, when obviously you know who I put her up against. When I was thinking of who to put her up against, I'm like, someone who uses bombs, explosives, who? And I'm thinking, okay, explosives, I'm looking it up. And as I'm looking up, it's like, maybe this character, I could do this character. And then I saw, then Karasu popped up, and I'm thinking, wait, Karasu? Yeah, he worked, because he made bombs. He was a demon who made bombs. That worked out perfect. That works out just fine in my case. So Karasu from Yu Yu Hakusho was a B-class demon. Now, the demons were ranked in the power scaling of E, which I believe was the lowest, or maybe was it F? Was it F? I want to say it was E was the lowest. I could be wrong. Well, actually, I could just click this right now and find out. Yeah, B-class. It's not giving me the classes. Anyway, B class. B class. It was E. It went from E to S. S was above A. S was the strongest you go. So still being a B class allowed him a great deal of power. He was a very sadistic, cold, and calm individual. Kind of liked to toy with his enemies and considered like their relationship between victim and murderer is unparalleled. So much intimacy and all that. So yeah, he had kind of a guy crush on Kurama there, which is fun if you're into that kind of thing. But his main ability as a demon was he used this demon energy to create bombs. Now, I mean, durability-wise, he could survive his own explosion, but that's probably because it was his own energy. Basically, he's uses demon energy in order to manipulate objects. However, given the fact that he is a quest class, which is untranslated as governor rank demon, whatever that is, that's the only time we ever really hear that. Powers can affect the tangible, can affect the intangible. This means he has the ability to create any object he desires purely out of demonic energy. After releasing his energy, he can either create an item in thin air or inside any form of matter, whether it is an inanimate object or the body of a living being. Depending on the strength and spiritual awareness of his adversary, Karasu's demon energy can be detected without having him directly materialize it. Giving his sadistic nature, prefers to create bonds by using his powers. These explosives include his ability of explosive touch. Basically, he can create small bombs using his demon energy, strong enough to blow away any body parts, but weak enough to prevent huge explosions. Basically, he can touch individuals and make them explode. But as he put it, it's like as he once explained, it's like you don't see something, but you can't. For instance, the object in my hand, you can't see it, but it's very real. I don't even have to. Honestly, I don't even have to touch you. It's just one of the perks. And that's basically it. He can just summon bombs out of invisible bombs, and then he can make them visible. Like in one state, it's like, didn't you say you chose not to be afraid of something you couldn't see? Well, here, I made it easier for you. Delirious, is that it? Or deleterious bomb? Basically, it looks like 3 organic sticks of dynamite. They made a pretty solid explosion, big enough to take out a chunk of a stadium. Trace sides, which are little bonds of bat wings, basically act like little seeker missiles. You can summon a grenade, demonic grenade, which is stronger. Mad bomb, acting much like a bear trap. It latches onto the leg of an opponent before exploding. The technique is also Karasu's only officially classified technique. Out of luck. I remember that the bomb actually talked. It goes, out of luck. Now you're just before it got to the end, it blows out and blew a nice chunk out of Kurama's leg. And Kurama's a very tough demon. Vanishing. During his fight, showed he can vanish from sight of his adversaries and appear from above them. It's not clear if it's due to speed because he disappears slowly in the anime while performing technique. After removing his mask, his hair turned blonde and he inhaled energy, and his external sign, it revealed the reaching the peak of his power. Then his body itself can be used as an explosive multiple times until it returns to normal, depending on the amount of energy he uses. Full body explosion, which was big enough to pretty much create a large, massive explosion, and he can kind of fly with this technique too. So yeah, when he takes his mask off, his hair turns blonde, and he can do many explosions until basically his power levels out. So he's a very dangerous individual. Now, in terms of personality, he's the more dangerous between Bambietta. Bambietta has a temper. This guy's a sadist. So if one gets the advantage over the other, like if Karasu gets the advantage over her, she's going to be in a worse time than he would be if she had the advantage over him. He'll just be more annoyed and pissed than anything else. So let's say, because I did this when I did the Bleach versus Iraqi fight long ago. Let's say that this is the Demon World Tournament, and it's somehow the Sternritters are involved, and they got a team, and Bambietta's on that team. And they're fighting Team to Grow, and they're up against she's up against Karasu. So they smile, and I was like, okay. So they charge each other, and she goes slashing with a sword. It's like you're mine. And it's like let's dance, and then all of a sudden she just gets an explosion, boom, gets out of the way. It's like, what was that? She's more than durable enough to have a couple explosions be fine. A little stitch, but fine. It's like, And it's like, I didn't think I haven't seen you fight before. You didn't look that durable. I'm impressed. It's like, what is this? It's like, you're wondering. And then he explains like, things you can't understand, like the thing an object I'm holding in my hand. It's like, something you have to feel. And he just throws it, and she immediately reacts and throws a reishi ball, basically a couple reishi bombs towards it, and it explodes like boom. It's like, wonder what that. And then they hit the wall and they explode. And then she's like, "You're not the only one who can make explosives." And then she just fires her Reishi balls at him. He's just getting out of the way. It's like, dude, really, this is futile. You can't be serious. I'm the only bomb maker around here. But I must admit, this is it's very unique to fight another bomb maker. And then he just starts summoning like his trace eyes, and they go and they start, hitting in there, or they go toe to toe with bombs. Like she has no limit to bombs she can create, theoretically speaking, as long as she's got Reishi to absorb. And theoretically, in the demon world, there would be actually a lot of Reishi to absorb. Likewise, as long as his demon energy doesn't run out, he's good to go too. So now he's just, they're throwing bombs out there. He's throwing bombs. However, he does take more time to create these bombs, like just a little bit. He actually has to like conjure them up for a couple seconds and then throw them or something like that. However, she does not. So she's got a like slight speed advantage on that. And eventually, a couple of them are going to get through and just go boom. It's just going to hit him all of a sudden. It's like, oh, this kid, boom, and he gets, and he's going to, what the hell? It's like, that hurt a lot. That didn't feel like a bomb. That felt more like, and then he gets it again. Boom! He's realizing, that's my skin. That's my foot. It's like he realizes, like, she's making me. So what is she doing? It's like, and then she being kind of, full of herself. And it's like, you figured out yet? I'm not throwing bombs at you. I'm throwing energy, making whatever what I throw is energy, and the energy becomes, and whatever the energy hits becomes bombs. In this case, I'm turning you into a living explosive. Now, and then boom, he's throwing bombs out there, and just that's the thing you don't get. And then he just decides to chink. I'm already a living explosive, and then sucks in the energy and just here goes Bones like, his hair went blonde. Then all of a sudden his energy wrapping around him, and the explosives aren't getting through the energy now. It's like, huh? And then yes, so why do we it's like, now let me show you what a real bomb explosion looks like. And then he starts laughing maniacally. He's like, ha ha ha, boom. And she's like, ah, flies, goes into Volstagg, and still like he's just wrecked a little bit. It's like, she's like, she's definitely like dizzy, but she's still good to fight. She's in Volstagg now, or Volstagg didn't, flying around. It's like, that's it. And it's like, you're history. And then he's firing, and now he's just summoning him. Like, this is annoying. It's just do, and then she just appears underneath her, not directly underneath her, but kind of like floating above her a couple feet. It's like, let's try this again. And then he just blows up right next to her again. I'm gonna guess he can probably go like 3 or 4 times before he's basically done and goes back to basic power level. And then she gets caught, and then she's burned, flying down the ground. It's like, you, and she's burnt, she's injured, maybe even got a broken limb or something like that, but she's still ready to go. It's like, that's it. And all of a sudden she feels something latch onto her leg, and it's the mad bomb. It's like, look, now you're fucked, which is what I would have said. It's like, and then just blows her leg, just then she is like, ew, and then she's trying to get up, and she just sees all the green bombs, that like the energy that's floating around. It's like, it's like, yeah, I felt you were having difficulty without the ability to see my bombs, so I decided to give you a handicap. So tell me, how will you fare against them? How are you going to fare against me now that you can see the attacks coming? I wonder. And then he just kind of closes his hand, and the bombs just, and then she just blows her to bits, and she's just bleeding out there. Just, I was like, it's a shame. You were such a sweet, innocent little thing. And then just walks away and just has her bleed out. And yeah, that would be the end of Bambietta. Bambietta, her ability is unique and powerful, but compared to someone who is sadistic in the way they treat their opponent, just has more overall variance in his ability. He can do a lot with his bombs, where she's just limited to what her ability does. Basically, Bambietta being a little too crass, and not crass per se, but having temper a bit, it would work against her. Now, theoretically, there's definitely a way she could win in a fight, particularly if she goes Volstagg in her like holy form. She hits him with enough of those bombs, or she hits him with a sword, she could definitely kill him. Or enough of those balls to turn him into a bomb. Theoretically speaking, yeah. But I'm going to go 90-10 in this. 90% Karasu wins. He's just more diverse, more sadistic, more brutal. and gets just more jollies out of it. And his powers are vary a lot more. So yeah, I gotta go Karasu 9010. But hey, if you think different, put in the comments below. Let me know if you think different. It's cool. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow will be a quiet place. What I'm probably gonna do with the Dominaria videos at this point, because the set's being spoiled this week, is I'll probably just wait till Friday and do a roundup video. Of all the basically the real highlights and stuff like that. So just keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, Quiet Place tomorrow. That's really the only thing I'm going to do tomorrow in terms of videos. Again, I'm going to hold off until next weekend when I have the weekend off and things. To start the power level videos. And I need a little time on those just to get back in the swing of like, how am I going to present this? Because again, I don't have the ability right now to have anything on the screen, so it would really be awesome if I did. And box office and whatever. So keep your eyes out for those. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a